One of the questions that I do get a fair amount is, asking me what types of situations or business situations does it make sense to bring on a recruiter or a recruiting firm such as ours to help you find the right people for your mission. And here are 5 common situations that I see where it makes a great deal of sense. The first situation is if you're in a business that's smaller and you might not have the recruiting needs to justify the budget or the workload for bringing on a full-time recruiting team or recruiter within your company. It makes a great deal of sense to hire a recruiter that can just do that placement for you or hire that right person for you. And that way you can get just the right recruiting amount of help that you need. A second situation that makes a lot of sense is if you really just want somebody with experience and expertise in candidate identification and trying to find out which candidate is going to thrive the most in your workplace. That's where you actually get a great deal of benefit with working with Best Culture Solutions, where we're trained to use the same processes that organizations like Disney use to identify the right candidate for your business. And so if you want to tap into that expertise, it makes a great deal of sense to bring on a recruiter. A third situation might be maybe you're a bigger business and you're experiencing a temporary spike in your recruiting needs. It's a pretty common problem right now. You might already have a recruiting team. You may already have, 3, 4, 2 recruiters in your company. But you have some short-term recruiting needs where the workload is overwhelming to those people. In that case, it might make a great deal of sense to add to your firepower by bringing in a recruiting firm on a temporary basis just to firm up your support while you get through that. And we get a fair amount of that, especially right now with the labor shortage going on. The fourth situation, is if you need to conduct a confidential search. Sometimes businesses need to do a search for somebody on a confidential basis. Maybe you have somebody already in the role that it's not a great role for them and they're struggling and it's not fair to them. And you need to find somebody who isn't going to struggle as much in that role. But you also need to do it confidentially, and with sensitivity to that person. Then hiring a recruiting firm to handle that on a confidential basis outside of your organization can make sure that it remains a confidential effort to find the right candidate for that job. And the last situation that we hear a lot where it makes a lot of sense is if a company or a business is searching for somebody that is a rare, kind of hard to find talent. And what I mean by that is sometimes there are certain trades or credentials or certain professions that are in high demand, and so supply for labor is really low, and it takes a little bit more of a concerted search effort. In those cases, a lot of times people that are already in those businesses simply they find themselves short on time to put in the amount of time and effort it's going to take to go out and find that person and to hunt them down and search for them. In that case, bringing on a recruiting firm who has the time and bandwidth to be dedicated to searching for that person makes a great deal of sense and often yields better results and helps you with your own internal time management as well. Those are 5, probably the biggest reasons why people reach out to us for recruiting help. And if you find yourself in that situation, we're obviously always more than ready and happy to help you as well.